Hello, and welcome to another Gen E podcast. Gen E, you don't know about it? You don't know about Gen E? It's the largest European entrepreneurship festival. And what Gen E means? Well, Gen E is the new generation, the generation of Europeans who believe in the importance of education, entrepreneurship, and employment. So we're talking about education, we're talking about entrepreneurship, but today we're going to talk on how our businesses tackling environmental issue. And who do we have here with us? Long-standing partners of JA Europe, BNY Mellon, with a great, extraordinary individual just joined the board of JA Europe, Janet Johnston, the Chief Administrative Officer of BNY Mellon. Hello, Janet.
Hello, Salvatore. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
Good. So we're talking about generations here. So let's go to the generation that's going to change this world. As the team Noll Deponi from Sweden did it last year. I was so impressed about their innovation at Jenny last year in Tallinn. We have here with us Selma. Hello, Selma.
Hi, Salvatore. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
How are business tackling environmental issues? Everybody's talking about this, but I had another podcast, it's called Walk the Talk. So are really businesses doing this? Let's start with Noll Deponi and Selma. Selma, tell me about your idea, about your JA journey.
Yes, so it's been a long journey last year. We started off with nothing like everyone else does. We quickly realized that we want to change an environmental issue. And the issue we found was that the windows are being dug down into the ground, which is very, very bad. So we tried to find a solution for that. And we came up with a machine who can separate the window, the frame of the window from the glass.
I wish I had this idea when I was renovating my house. Imagine that. Yeah, you're changing windows. It's important also to change windows to keep the house this day environmentally with the highest environmental standards. But what do we do with all those windows when we're renovating our house? So you came out with a machine that is actually separating and make it completely reusable, every single piece of that?
Yes, exactly. Every single piece of them. So the glass we melt down to new windows or glass, water glass or something.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, these young people, isn't that amazing, Janet, that those young people are looking so much, not only of being great entrepreneurs, but also on seeing how they will do good, but also they will do good and well together. And this is, when you're looking at the Future First Award of BNY Mellon, why you came up with this idea and what made Noll Deponi stand out?
Great question. Thank you. So the reason we came up with this award and what made Noll Deponi stand out is that we have this amazing, long-standing philanthropic relationship with Junior Achievement Worldwide. We supported the youth entrepreneurship and business skills programs for over a decade now and have enjoyed every minute of that. At our company, BNY Mellon, we are committed to putting the future first. And by that, we mean we're looking to use our global reach, our influence, our resources, not just to power success today, but to help to safeguard the future. So the gist of the BNY Mellon Future First Award is there to recognize and acknowledge new enterprises that are creating unique business solutions to pressing environmental, social, and governance or ESG challenges. Last year, Noll Deponi emerged as a clear winner in this category and for this award due to the outstanding business solution addressing the environmental challenge of reducing landfills. The window buster, I believe it was called, the window buster solution, effectively and safely separates the window panes from the frames, as Selma said, for proper recycling. They showcase their commitment to finding both practical, financially viable, and sustainable methods for waste management, and truly, through that, set themselves apart from the competition. They demonstrated this really impressive and deep understanding of the pressing need to address environmental issues associated with landfills, and thereby making a significant contribution to the sustainability of our planet.
Isn't it amazing, Janet, how young people are thinking about all of this? And our businesses facing many challenges, but what are the environmental issues that today are facing businesses across?
Yeah, look, so the environmental issues facing businesses today are multifaceted. There are physical, policy, financial implications, which are reverberating with growing intensity around the world. And climate change, as a component of ESG, is right at the center of that. Regulatory agencies continue to very closely monitor the climate-related systemic risks in the system. They're assessing the current and the potential impacts on global financial stability. So this is really serious. This is really important. And many financial institutions, ourselves included, are moving to address climate-related risks and opportunities in what is a very rapidly evolving environment. Many institutions, ourselves included, are developing and offering climate products and solutions to support transition to a more sustainable future. And Salvatore, because the climate-related changes and events can directly impact a company's operations, we see that all the time. BNY Mellon is committed to understanding first and addressing the risks posed to us by climate change. And in 2021, in fact, we took some very concrete action to enhance our global risk management frameworks to incorporate both the identification and the assessment of climate-related physical risks and transition risks as a risk driver.
Wow. Well, I wish many other companies would follow what journey you have undertaken, definitely. But how investments can help business during this journey? Because those things are not easy and it costs also, right? So people are telling us about probably a recessions. There's going to be various issues coming up in the economy. So then you go to entrepreneurs and you go to people are making key decision in the companies and say, well, we must look at the environmental angle. It's an extra cost in many cases. So investments are also needed in this area. What do you think, Janet?
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, Salvatore. And the way that the business environment is tackling environmental issues is that we recognize first and foremost that the world is undergoing a dramatic transformation, and that requires responsible allocation of capital over the long term to address these pressing environmental and social issues. Tackling the climate challenge requires transformation in a number of vital sectors, including energy transformation, transportation, food production, infrastructure, and the shift over time from energy-intensive technologies to low-emission alternatives. Now, the scale of the proposed investment, of course, is unprecedented by historical standards. But research has shown that research actually conducted by the investment management part of BNY Mellon has shown that the challenge will be enormous, but indeed it is achievable given the right incentives and the right mindset across the corporate sector.
The scale is huge. Definitely, the challenges are huge. The investment might also need to be very big, but every big long journey starts always with the first step. And someone has to take that first step. I want to go back to Selma. And Selma, I was, why at 16 years old, rather than go there and play volleyball, all of the sudden come up with an idea, right, of creating a company that is so much sustainable? What is sparked you? How did you see this issue? Where really the idea generated about reutilizing whatever was coming out of window? What did you see as a challenge?
So we actually took the easy way. We went to our recycling center and asked them for what the biggest problem was, and they told us that the windows are the biggest problem, and that is remarkable. So we took that problem and we solved it.
That's
And I
amazing.
always have, yeah, thank you. And I always had this spark inside me that I wanted to do something big my entire life, and this was my chance.
I love. She always wanted to do something big. Both of you. My mother, when I was young, they say, Salvatore, three things: think big, don't get a no as an answer, and give back. And I think, Selma, with what you're doing the same thing. So you're thinking big. You're not saying getting a no as an answer. This could be reused. The material out of the window, they could be reused, and definitely you're giving back to society. So what's next now, Selma, on your entrepreneurship journey?
So I'm on the way to make my own company right now. One of them, I have a plan of doing two more companies, so in a total of three companies. And I also have started a community here in Sweden, in Gothenburg, with a couple of friends, near friends, and we expect to grow. And it's a network for young people to be able to get into the entrepreneurship in an early age.
So giving back even more, and with encouraging others to be also entrepreneurs. And Janet, uh, how BNY Mellon, can we advance company in creating solutions for pressing environmental challenges? And what are really the best practices for some of those investments?
Yeah, so some of the best practices for advancing a reaction to climate change um, include some of the things that we're doing at BNY Mellon. We're committing to, as I said earlier, to put the future first by using our reach, our influence, our resources, not just to power success today, but to help safeguard the future. Our approach at BNY Mellon starts really with our ESG and climate acknowledgement practices within the company. We call that enterprise ESG, and that's our starting point. From that starting point, we expand to serve our clients through our ESG responsible investments client solutions. So start internal and take that external. As a key participant and indeed a strategically important financial institution in the global financial services sector, we believe that it is part of our responsibility to help build that infrastructure that can facilitate investments in ESG, responsible investments, which achieve the dual purpose of not only financial returns, but also, Salvatore, to use your words, giving back something to the future of our planet. So our ESG approach empowers clients with strategies, data, analytics for every phase of the life cycle, the investment life cycle. And because our clients' needs are ever evolving, so our solutions are multifaceted and indeed incredibly dynamic.
Give back to the future. Give back to the future. I always believe that if you really want to design your future, you need to look at your past. Just give me a little. When I was at the elementary school, so primary school, all of my classmates, they all wanted to become astronauts, right? And they were looking at the future. And I wanted to become an archaeologist. I said, why an archaeologist? Well, because I told, well, guys, if you really want to go to the moon, First of all, you have to have your feet solid on the ground. If you want to design your future, you definitely need to look at your past. We are about at the end of this Gen E podcast, but I cannot let you go without two things. I have to have a very quick question and quick answer, because you know what's happening now? You know what's happening a day like today? We have 370,000 young people who are all competing across Europe to come to Jenny and win the European finals and win the Future First Award. So we need to give them some tips. We need to give them some tips. Selma, let me get back to you first.
Yes.
Tips about last year, and what would you tell to those young people?
A tip for my year. I would say um, take a break when you're there, suck up the moment, and enjoy the moment because it will not happen again. And it is so fun, so much fun.
Enjoy the moment. Janet, shall we give some tips about winning the Future First Award?
My top tip for winning the Future First Award would be to banish any self doubt that you may have. Go for it. You're wonderful. You can do it.
Enjoy the moment, and you can do it, as those amazing women leader did it in their life and in their career. Janet and Selma, thank you so much for being with us. This has been a tremendous podcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram, listen and reshare this podcast on Spotify and on YouTube, because we're all going to Istanbul. Jenny 2023 is coming.